Chapter 22. Darkness Sealed. The first rays of sunlight broke through the treetops, casting the forest in a warm golden light. The battle was over, but its echoes lingered in the quiet hum of the clearing. Ava stood at the edge, her silver eyes fixed on the horizon. The tome in her hands was quiet now, its glyphs dark and still, as though it, too, had found a moment of peace. Behind her, the wolves moved with a sombre purpose. Some tended to the wounded, their hands steady but their eyes heavy with grief. Others gathered what remained of their weapons, their faces etched with exhaustion and relief. Elder Morella stood near the center of the clearing, her silver-streaked hair catching the light as she spoke in low tones to Xander and Luca. Ava turned as they approached, Xander's golden eyes meeting hers. He looked weary, but the fierce determination that defined him had not dimmed. Luca followed, his usual humor absent, but replaced with a quiet respect. "It's done," Xander said, his voice steady. "The darkness has been sealed. The packs are safe." Ava nodded, her hands tightening around the tome. "For now," she said. "But we both know this isn't the end. The darkness may rise again, and when it does, we have to be ready." Xander placed a hand on her shoulder, his gaze unwavering. "We will be. Because of you." Luca stepped forward, his smirk faint but genuine. "Not bad for a librarian," he said, "though I'd still like to know where you learned to wield ancient artifacts like that." Ava managed a small smile. "I had good teachers," she said, her gaze flicking to Morella and Xander, "and a lot of help." Later, as the wolves began to disperse, Ava found herself standing beside Elder Morella. The older woman's sharp eyes studied her for a moment before she spoke. "You did well," Morella said. "Better than many of us expected." "I had no choice," Ava replied, her voice quiet. "The prophecy demanded it." Morella's expression softened. "Perhaps, but you went beyond what the prophecy required. You united the packs, gave them hope when they had none. That is something no prophecy can dictate." Ava looked down at the tome, its weight familiar now, almost comforting. "What happens to this?" she asked. "To me?" Morella placed a hand on Ava's arm, her grip firm but kind. "The realm will need its guardian for years to come. The tome is yours now, as is the legacy of the Silver Wolf. But you won't be alone in this. The packs will follow you, and Xander will stand by your side. You've earned their loyalty." Ava nodded, her resolve hardening. "Then I'll be ready. Whatever comes next, I'll face it." As the sun climbed higher, Ava walked to the edge of the clearing, Xander falling into step beside her. The forest felt different now, lighter somehow, as though the weight of the darkness had lifted. But Ava knew better than to think it was gone forever. "Do you think Seth would be proud?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Xander was silent for a moment before he replied, "I think he knew this was the only way, and I think he trusted you to see it through. That's all the pride he would need." Ava nodded, a single tear slipping down her cheek. She wiped it away, her silver eyes fixed on the path ahead. The wolves had begun to rebuild, their unity a testament to what they had overcome. And though the fight was far from over, Ava felt a spark of hope. Together they would face whatever came next. To